This is Devin with the Cage Rage Podcast. This is a CRP Minute, and I'm going to briefly cover tomorrow's headlining fight for UFC on ESPN Plus 3. It is headlined by a light heavyweight contender fight between Blachowicz and Thiago Santos. Blachowicz, that is apparently how you pronounce that name. Polish names tend to be the hardest to pronounce. I remember when Joanna Jędrzejczyk was the flyweight, the strawweight women's champion. People just tended to call her Joanna Champion because of those very awkward and hard to pronounce Polish names. But besides that, since it's not really the point of the video, but this is a very overlooked fight right now, especially with the daily news cycle of MMA news lately, and compared to some of the other events that have happened previously and are coming up after this. This is kind of fit in the middle and been a little bit overlooked. This card's going to be in the middle of the day tomorrow. I think the main card starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time in the States. This is it. This fight's in the Czech Republic. But this main event's a good main event, and it's a significant main event. And it's one that I don't feel like is getting enough attention. Jan Blachowicz is on a 4-fight win streak. He's a very solid fighter. Good chin, never been finished. Been in there with some good guys. On a 4-fight win streak. And then you got Thiago Santos, who you got guys like Max Holloway and Tony Ferguson as the most exciting fighters, but Thiago Santos you got to put up there. I mean, he's just straight. He goes for it, balls to the wall 100% of the time, and he goes for the knockout. He's always fun to watch, especially in the early rounds. So this is an interesting style fight. You got one guy who is willing to take a lot of chances in Santos and is willing to be unorthodox, and then you got another guy who's very straightforward, and he's going to be gritty. He's going to throw hard shots. He's going to try to put you on your back. Interesting fight, and it's significant when you couple it with what happens the week after this, a week from Saturday, which is UFC 235, that is headlined by the light heavyweight title fight between John Bones Jones, who needs no introduction, needs no background talked about, we all know him, versus Anthony Smith, who is coming in as one of the biggest underdogs, if not the biggest underdog in UFC title fight history. And the only other person I can think of that might have been as big of an underdog was Matt Serra against GSP the first time, and we remember how what happened there. That was a big upset. So, why is this significant? Why is the Blachowicz and Santos fight significant when you couple it with Jones and Smith? Well, it's because that just about a year's time ago, down at middleweight, this is back when they were both fighting at middleweight, Thiago Santos actually stopped and finished Anthony Smith. So you got just barely over 365 days ago, you got Anthony Smith being beat by Thiago Santos. Smith's come back and knocked out Rashad Evans and Mauricio Shogun Rua, two legends that are way past their prime, and had a pretty average win over Volkan Oezdemir, and he's getting all this attention, gets himself a title fight. And you got Thiago Santos, who's won 7 out of 8, and he's now up to light heavyweight where he hasn't been beat yet, and he's fighting Blachowicz. And this is a good card. I'm actually going to do a prospect watch on a certain fighter from the undercard. I'm not going to break down this whole card, but like I said, this is going to be, the main card starts at 2 p.m. tomorrow in the States. It's on ESPN Plus 3. This is a very interesting fight. When we look at Jan Blachowicz, he's on a 4-fight win streak. His most recent win coming over Nikita Krylov. When we look at Santos is on a 3-fight win streak. He just beat Jimmy Manawa. He's won 7 out of 8. So they're both on really good runs. And when we look at their positions in terms of the division, You got Jon Jones up there at top. This is a very thin division. So, and you got Blachowicz already in the top 5 at number 4. And Anthony Smith ranked ahead of him, which probably isn't warranted. Daniel Cormier's not coming back. He's up there at heavyweight. And Alexander Gustafsson just lost his second fight to Jon Jones. So, Blachowicz with a win here could see himself in a title fight. And you got Thiago Santos down here tied at number 6. However they get those rankings, they got him tied with Corey Anderson is at 6. And so he can break into the top 5 with a win here. And then we got Jones and Smith obviously fighting. So this is an interesting fight. It's worth tuning into. This main event is it's going to set up something. The winner of this is definitely going to be on the cusp of a title shot. If not, maybe fall into one. So stay tuned to the CRP. We'll give updates on the event tomorrow, and we'll give a recap. And we're definitely going to be doing a lot of countdown to UFC 235 next Saturday, which is just a loaded, awesome card. Fingers crossed everybody makes weight. Hit the like button. Keep tuning into the CRP. Talk to you.